at it. Once in a while, someone comes into your life and they're just such a ray of light and just godly goodness that you think this person's a keeper. This one I'm going to keep around. And that, I was just saying, that's how I feel. That's how I felt about Tamara. I knew that day, I'm like, yeah, we're gonna be partnering together for a long time to come. And the first thing we partnered on was actually a mission trip to Thailand to rescue girls from sex slavery. And when I met Shannon and started to get to know her, I'm like, this is the keeper. This is a divine connection. And I just want to encourage you, maybe even type in the chat, is there someone in your life that you've met and you're instantly knew? Divine connection, divine alliance. And even as you're thinking about the message today about how can you build an online business, how can you turn what you love into a way, and sometimes I don't like the word business, but like a difference making strategy that generates income. Are there people that you've already met, that God has already brought into your life that are going to be part of that journey for you? And I think not only, and I was praying about this morning, not only do I think Shannon and I are going to do some stuff together, I think that a lot of you are going to recognize today that Shannon is that person that you want to have a conversation with and walk away thinking, I think we're going to partner together for a long time to come. She's just that kind of person. Shannon, you're such a kindred spirit, girl. She started babysitting at age 9, exactly age 9, making that money on the side.
Yeah.
And when she was in high school, she was the snacks lady. Now, unfortunately for me, I was a drug dealer. So you went on a better path. Entrepreneur with my drug dealing in high school. She was known as
hot Cheetos are
she was the hot Cheetos. She was the hot Cheetos lady. So she chose a better path than me. And now she helps women around the world. And she's especially got a heart for moms, but if you're like me and you're like in the grandma stage, she'll help you too. But she helps moms around the world balance those competing demands of family and impact, family, faith, finances. How do you balance all of that together? She's passionate about using her God-given gift, and it is a God-given gift for technology, to make all of this simple for those of us who are like, no, websites, email server responders, no. But for her, it's a gift, and she loves to simplify tech. And that's what she's done in her brand new book. And she's on the cover because she's so gorgeous. I couldn't resist putting you on the cover. Fast Track to 6 Figures Online Using Simple Tech Tools. She's giving it away free all this week. So usually you come to these Zooms and somebody's trying to sell you something. Quite the opposite today. We are giving away copies of this book, and one lucky winner you're going to find out how one lucky winner can have her build a website for you. So stay tuned for that. And the subtitle is Turn What You Already Know into a Spirit-Led Coaching Business. She's passionate about helping others get on the fast track to success. And I'm very interested in this next part of your bio for very selfish reasons. Her handsome, now this is the best looking family you've ever seen. I put the family on the back cover because they're so good looking. I can't stand it. Is from Kenya.
Yeah.
And so they are in ministry in the United States, and they have a beautiful ministry in Kenya, a lovely daughter, Chelsea, and I want to go to Kenya. I'm going to Kenya. That's it. I decree it. I declare it right now. It's happening, girl. It's happening, girl. Well, welcome, Shannon. We're
Thank you so much.
And is it Shibia or Shibia?
Yes.
Shibia. Shannon Shibia. I ask you that a million times, but I never see Shannon Shibia. Anyway, and we're so excited to have you here. And you were sharing before we went live something I didn't know, and that a book is what brought us together in the first place.
Yes, I was going to say that. Divine connections for sure. So this book changed my life. And my friend and I, after giving birth, we wanted to get back into shape. So we started this walking group, and we walked 22 miles that day because we were just chatting away. We walked 22 miles. And while we were walking, my friend said, "You have to read this book. You have to read Becoming the Woman God Wants You to Be, Proverbs 20, a 90-day guide to living the Proverbs 31 life." She said, because you have to create a binder, you have to write stuff down, there's action steps in it. And she knows me. I'm like, yes, sign me up for that, because I'm not a hearer, I'm a doer. I need practical steps. I need to do things. And this book just changed my life. It got me out of my slump because I was down in the dumps. You can ask my husband. I was not the nice person. I was not the Proverbs 31 woman, but it really, really helped to transform my life. And the beginning of 2022, God told me, "You need to write a book." And I'm like, okay, okay, God. Like, if you ask any of my high school teachers, if they see this, they will be very surprised that I wrote, because there were like no red spaces left, no spaces to put red marks like on my paper left after this. But when he told me that, I come across your ad on YouTube, and I was like, this is the only person that I want to work with. And the program has been amazing, so transformational, and just getting to know you and working with you, your encouragement, and you are hilarious. You are so funny, and I love that about you. But so yeah, that's how I met Donna, and yeah, you're
The power of a
forever
book.
be a part of my life. Yeah,
The power of a book to change a life, and now it's full circle. And you've written a book that I know is going to change many lives, starting right now. We're going to give a lot of, I like to say, meaty goodness. We really want to give people great, solid takeaways and content that they can make actionable right away. And I know that your passion is for young mothers. And I just, if I could share my story real quick, I did share this in an email that I sent out today because I was reflecting on my journey, because we talked about building a 6-figure business and a 7-figure business. And I was just a young mom, and I wanted to be, actually I was pregnant with my first child. I'm like, I was determined to stay at home. And this was back in the day when we had to start a business uphill in the snow both ways. Didn't even have the internet, right? So I had the yellow pages calling people. But, with that determination, I was able to build a business that replaced my previous income as an investment banker. And then when I was pregnant, so that was kind of my first experience of creating a business. And then I reinvented it when I was pregnant with my second child. And that's when I began working online. It was 1995. That I started working online, helping to build one of the first magazine style websites on the entire internet. And it's just amazing to me now to be helping a young mother like you who feels called to help other young mothers. But on the other hand, I had built this business, right? 6-figure business. And, over the years built, probably about 40 million, we estimate, in sales with events and everything else. And most of my income leading up to COVID was live events. That was, I hadn't been writing books, I'd been traveling and speaking and, really just enjoying traveling all over the world and meeting people, and had a full schedule. And I was going to Brazil and Kenya and Israel. And I had this whole calendar of live events that were canceled overnight when COVID hit. And so I had to stop and think, well, all my income is gone. The primary way I've been earning a living is over. I had to completely, at 60 years old. So I'm saying this because not everybody here is a young mom. At 60 years old, I had to completely reinvent myself and launch a whole new business. And I shared in an email that I sent this morning. Just got a God idea, long story. I walked to the beach, didn't even fix my horrible, hey, my hair's always a mess, no matter what I am. Hair was a mess, didn't even put on makeup, threw on a pair of sunglasses, walked to the beach, shared from my heart for less than 3 minutes in a video on my iPhone.
Wow.
That's it. That was the technology I had.
Yeah.
My iPhone. Took that video, put it on YouTube, which is free, right? So using my own phone is free. Put it on YouTube, which is free. Sent out an email. And within 10, I think I may have exaggerated, within 10 days, it went to 80,000. And I think it was probably closer to 2 weeks. It was a 6-figure business. It was definitely less than 2 weeks. I built a 6-figure business from scratch.
Right.
Reinventing myself at the age of 60.
It's
so if I can do it as a pregnant mom, if she can do it as a young mom with a full-time job and a handsome husband and a ministry in Kenya and this and that and the other, you can do this. Whoever you are, whatever season of life you're in, you can do this. God will help. He will show you how to take what you love, who you already are, what you already know, and the people you're called to help,
right,
and show you how to turn it into a business. So I just had to preach for 1 minute, and girl, now I gotta let you do some talking over here. I just got all fired up. Why do you, that's why I feel called, why do you feel called to help, and especially mompreneurs, but anyone this applies to?
I mean, it's the same. It's kind of the same story as you. I was pregnant. When I got pregnant, I had an amazing pregnancy. I asked God for a supernatural childbirth. I gave birth unmedicated within a few hours. Everything was amazing. And the only fear, the only hesitancy, the only trouble I had was the fact that I knew after 3 months I would have to go back to work.
Yeah.
And ever since I can remember, I wanted like a house full of kids. Like I actually want 5 kids.
Okay.
So I want a house full of kids, and I want to teach them of the Lord. I want to raise them myself. I want to, have that quality time with them. I don't want to give them the last of myself. I don't want to, I want to make sure that I am training them in the way that they should go. So when they are old, they will not depart from it. I know the enemy, he hates families, and he comes and he wants to, rob our future, our children, of the future that God has for them. And so as a mom, I'm like, I don't want to leave my child in the care of anyone else. I want to be able to teach them. And so I did everything that I could. Like I tried. Woo,
give us a list, girl, because it's a long one.
I tried blogging. I tried selling products, buying things from out of the country, shipping it here, selling things, selling printables, selling all these things. Like if I could sell my organs, I would sell them just so that I would be able to be home with my daughter, so that I would be able to do this. And I tried.
I think there's another reason why God had you do all of that.
Yeah.
So you can help anyone.
Yeah.
No matter what kind of a business they want to start, you've experienced it.
That's true.
You've run the whole gamut. And
you've
experienced pretty much every way that there is to earn 6 figures online. You've tested out all of them. So I think it's probably 2 different things going on there. So out of all of this experience and having this natural gift for tech tools, you have now simplified it. And I want to here with Shannon Shibiat, and she is the author of Fast Track to 6 Figures Online Using Simple Tech Tools.
Yeah.
She's done all the work. She's done all the research. Drove her husband crazy a little bit, just a tiny bit, not a lot, just a little. Doing Holly just a tiny, but I mean, when you're this gorgeous, the husband puts up with a lot. So she's learned it, and she has simplified it and made it systematic. I'm telling you, she's giving this book away free. this week. And what is the easiest website? They can go to donnaparteau.com/online. That's one quick way to get to the book. What's the quickest way for them to get to your stuff?
For the book, it's buy.fasttracktosixfigures.com.
Do you have like one website where they can get all the info?
events.fasttracktosixfigures.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They can get the info about the book, about the free website drawn to become to enter into the drawn to get the free website built, and also about events that are coming up.
Cool. Okay, great. So Tamara will type that in the chat.
Okay.
Okay, great. And we'll send out that link in an email, and we'll post it on Facebook so everybody can find it, because that's kind of a long one. Okay.
Yes.
So, but she's giving this away free all this week. And in the end, we're going to tell you how you can enter to win a free website that Shannon will create for you. So let's dive in to the process that you laid out. Let's dive in to these 5 steps. Everybody get your pen, get your paper, get ready. We want to share with you. She's built 6-figure business. I've built multiple 6-figure businesses, 7 figures. And so we want to hear, what is the first step that everyone needs to do?
The first step that everyone needs to do is build your business with God, because that's the strongest foundation for you. It's going to help you to alleviate headaches and stress. It's going to save you time, money, and a whole bunch of headache, because one, you're going to know that this is something that he has placed inside of you. This is a promise that he has given you. So no one can tell you that this is not for you, because it is. God created each and every one of us with a purpose and a plan and a promise, and he created us and put everything inside of us, right? So like, it helps you to alleviate fear. When fear arises, you're like, no, you stay under my feet. I'm going to go. You know, the knowing is in the going, just like Abraham, like he told him as he was going. So you don't have to know everything, but you have to know that when you trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding and acknowledge him in all your ways, he is going to direct your path. You'll also be able to know that, you know, according to Isaiah 54, that he tells us to stretch wide and put our pegs deep, and you will not be ashamed. Like you will not remember the shame of your youth. Like he is going to bless you. He is for you. And when you know that, you don't stop. Like you don't put limits for yourself. It gives you boldness.
And it's bigger than it sounds, because I've worked with people who want to write a book, they want to work from home, they want to become a Christian communicator, they feel called by God, and then they doubt, and you cannot go forward with the brakes on. You can't go forward when you're going back. I actually have someone I'm working with right now, and she's beautiful and brilliant and amazing and educated and talented and PhD, and just has everything that you could possibly need to build a 6 and even 7-figure business.
Wow.
But she's constantly, you know, I think I'm going to quit, Donna. I don't think I'm going to do this. I'm not sure I'm supposed to do this. Maybe God wants me to, you know, not do this. And she's not, it's that confidence in your calling. And it is so huge. I know in my own life, I had an encounter with God, and no one and nothing could take it from me. I know what God said. I'm going to take you all over the world, and I'm going to use you in a mighty way for my kingdom. And nobody can take that away from me. I heard from him in that moment. And I think that's where it starts. You've got to know. And maybe right now, Shannon, and you're preaching really good, by the way, this might be, you know, if we accomplish nothing else in this hour that we have together, if someone walks away from this saying, you know what? I heard from God today, and I'm doing this. If Shannon can do it as a young mother, if Donna can do it as a young mother, and then is like grandmother age at 60, she can do it. You know what? Whether I'm 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, I can do this. I just need to hear from God and get on the track and make this thing happen. Okay, so that's.
I want to even give your friends some tips.
We got no way. Okay, we need some tips.
This is how you overcome. This is what God gave to me. So You're going to write down the fears that you think about when you think about starting an online business, when you think about stepping out into the deep, and you are going to find one scripture to combat that fear. And for breakfast, for at least 15 minutes a day, you're going to take your pen and your paper and you're going to write that scripture down for at least 15 minutes. You do the same thing for lunch. You do the same thing for dinner. Do that for 31 days. I guarantee you, by the end of on the 32nd day, fear will not stand a chance.
That's powerful. They're really, and they've shown that in studies that there are certain brain neurons that are fired when a pen hits the page, that there really is power in writing something out. And of course, speaking it aloud. So that's number one. Just know that, set your shoulder to the wheel, set your hands to the plow, and don't look back. That's huge. Step two. Step two
is starting the right business for you.
For you, not for somebody else.
Right. So knowing, again, when you're partnering with God, Holy Spirit is leading you. He's leading you. He's letting you know what to do, what not to do. It's not about chasing money. Like, you can't chase money because as a full-time working mom with and the husband and all these things, like, I had to stay up at night. There were nights where I did not sleep. And it was the why. The why was bigger, because I know starting the business for you, I know as believers, as Christ followers, our purpose in life is found in Luke 4:18, is to set captives free, is to bring prisoners, and we can do that through our gifts and talents. And God places those within us, so we don't have to go outside to exhaust our resources, exhaust things that are outside of us. God gives us our gifts and our talents and our testimonies. We overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. So he wants us to use what we have in us to start a business. And this can just be the first business. I know a lot of people, like my target, right? We are empire minded, right? So there are so many businesses that God is going to allow us to start, but you have to start with just one. You have to start off small. You have to start with one, build that. And this system is repeatable. You can repeat it through different niches, right? And so when you start the right business for you using your gifts, your talent, your testimony, then you're able to just allow God to bless it even more, and you can stay committed to it. Like I said, as a mom, as a full-time worker, as a wife, with all the things that's going on, this is the only business that I've been able to see through to completion because it was attached to my gifts and my talents, my testimony, my purpose. So it was the right business for me. And like I said, God created us all with, a gift. He's given us all talents. Just like in the parable where he gave, the 10 talents and he came back, he's returning, he's expecting a return on his investment. And, the best thing for you to do is use what you have in your hand and let God multiply it and bless it.
Shannon, it's interesting. I'm reading a marketing book. I love Jesus and I love marketing. Both of those things are fascinating to me. I went to Wharton and studied marketing. And I was reading one of the top marketing gurus. He's number one. If you follow marketing, Dan Kennedy. And he said that the most powerful marketing tool in the world is your true story, your authentic story. That's what marketing is all about. Like even this morning, for those of you who are here because you saw my email, what did I do? I shared my authentic story that I was pregnant and I wanted to work from home, and I found a way to make that work, and then got pregnant again, and the internet was emerging and it was brand new and I didn't know anything about it. And I didn't even know what they were talking about half the time. They're like, yeah, we're going to have the World Wide Web. And then I'm like, but they're sending me a channel. Okay, I'm staying home with my kids. I know you guys are speaking in technological tongues over here. I didn't understand it. I didn't get it, but I knew that God was leading and guiding and I was moving forward. And then I shared the reinventing myself and launching and, it was scary. Let's just be honest. I watched my business evaporate the one that Tamara and I had built together of destination events, evaporated overnight, gone. No fault of my own, vanished, income gone. But I was able to be with, like you're saying, I had the tools, I had the technology, I understood the systems, and I was able to implement them, rinse and repeat, and launch a whole new business. And that's what Shannon has put together in this book, and she's giving it away free. And I think the easiest, fastest way to get there is donnaparteau.com/online, donnaparteau.com/online. That takes you right to the place on Amazon where you can download this book for free all week. Now, I think we should just go ahead and tell them, because people are probably excited, that the way to enter the contest to have the Queen of Tech Tools create an entire website for you. Tell them how easy it's going to be for them to enter to win that.
All you have to do is go purchase the book and take a photo like this. I want to see your beautiful face and your beautiful smile, and you can tag Shannon Shibia on. You can post the photo on your Facebook, on your profile, and then you can tag Shannon Shibia, and also fast track to 6 figures.
They can join your Facebook group. That'd be a great place, right?
Oh, yes.
And how do they find your Facebook group? Is there a link to that on the page?
Yes, there's a link to that on the page.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll have you set it up by the end of today. They'll be able to go to fasttrack6figures.com.
Yeah, that's up. That's up as well. Yes.
Okay. Fasttrack6figures.com. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So it's a lot of words, but they're all easy words. Fast track to 6 figures.com. No spaces, no dashes, just all those words right in a row. 6 figures. Fast track to 6 figures. Am I right?
Yes.
Fast track to 6 figures.com. Okay. I think with that, we can remember that. And all you have to do is buy a copy of the paperback. Now you can get the Kindle free, but if you want to get the paperback and post your beautiful picture online, join her Facebook group. And there's a link on that page, I'm sure, to get to the Facebook group, or tag her. Are you the only Shannon Shibby in the whole wide world?
I'm not sure, but I should be.
You're probably the only one.
I probably am.
So they can track you down on Facebook, and they can tag you as well. And they can enter to win one very blessed person. Tamara?
Can I ask, is it imcoachshibia.com/giveaway is also going to all the resources? Can I?
There you go. There's another one.
Yeah, because that has the Facebook.
I got a lot of ways.
Yeah, I think we'll stick to that. It has all the resources there. You can get your book, you can get your Facebook group, you can.
Okay.
It all goes, all roads lead.
It's getting confusing to me. So
share that again.
I am Coach Shibia. Am I saying that right?
Let me see, because events.
No, the website's right, but am I pronouncing it right?
Oh, yes, you are.
I am coachshibia.com/giveaway, and I put it on chat so people just can click on it.
Okay, great. All right. So that is the first 2 steps. And let's start diving into the tech stuff. Step 3. What do we got?
All right, let's see. So step 3 is to identify your dream client. Okay. And you can do that through being very specific. Make sure you're picking one person, and then you can go find them by utilizing Google, by doing forms. You can create I like to create a Google sheet and put a running list. So I'll go out and I will find someone who is doing what I want to do, like in my space, and then just go stalk their comments, go talk to people. And really, really, the important thing is which is the next step, is to make sure you are making meaningful connections with them. You're not just going, and you're not just, you're not on social media to really post about you, but you're really on there to go, and you're going to make connections with people. You're going to help them as much as possible. You're going to give them value, and you're just really, really there to pour into people and try to see like what it is that they're struggling with and what they need help with. And as you're doing that, you're also able to build your confidence, because you're saying, oh, I really am helping people. Like, this is something that's really needed. And so it really helps you to build your confidence at the same time. So it's like I said, you can use YouTube, go to YouTube and look at the comment sections and just make sure you're replying to people. And just like I said, being very, very intentional about like how you're spending your time on social media and connecting with people. And once you build that list, once you go and you comment with people, then you can ask them to hop on a call with you, like a Zoom call, or I like to use Google Meets, and I'll explain a little while later, but use a Google Meet where you can have a one-on-one conversation with them, and you're not there to get anything, you're just there to listen, and you're there to give. You're there to give value, and you can do this for 10 to 30 people. You know, you're just making these connections, you're giving value, you're building your confidence, and you're also building your email list, because they actually have to, I recommend in the book, have them fill out a Google form as well, so you can get email addresses. And in that Google form, if they can't hop on a Zoom call with you, then you can create a Google form with the same questions that you can ask them in the one-on-one connection sections. And then you're getting their frustrations, you're hearing, you know, like how you can help them. You're getting the exact information you need to create the product, which is the next step. And so you're using.
Let's dive in. We're moving kind of fast. So let's slow down for a second. So the concept here is to choose who you want. I think there's two things that you shared. One is to see, you know, is there someone who's already doing kind of what you want to do?
Right.
Don't pick 10 people who
Right.
are doing what you want to do.
Right.
Pick one, maximum two people that you think, why am I not doing what she's doing?
Right.
We all have someone. Maybe even just write it in the chat right now. Or if you're on Facebook, write it there on Facebook. Is there someone? I remember watching Marie Forleo and thinking, Marie Forleo and Allie Brown back in the day, like, oh yeah, those are really entrepreneurial women. And Marie Forleo is like a Jersey girl. And
right.
Why am I not doing what they're doing? I like what they're doing. Let me watch them. Let me follow them. And one way an easy way to understand this is there's no need to reinvent the wheel.
Right.
Just put some streamers on it.
Yeah.
Just make it your own. So there's two things. One is to find a couple of people, one or two, that are where you wish that you were, or where you aspire to be, where you feel called to be, and watch them carefully. Become part of their community. I will tell you, I'm old enough to know Marie Forleo began as just a student in Allie Brown's program.
Wow.
And then she became a protege to Allie Brown. And eventually she's bigger than Allie Brown, but she started just as part of that community. And so I like that idea of finding someone who's where you want to be and then beginning to engage in their program, enroll in their program.
Exactly.
Get to know them, participate in whatever they're doing. If they have live events, go to their live events. If they have a Facebook group, be active in that Facebook group. One thing that I would highly recommend, help that person.
Yes.
In some practical way. If someone is where you want to be, that upward sowing, sow into that person who's above you and be helping them. So that's one part of it. And then the other part is those people who are in the community, trying to be helpful with them, being in the Facebook group, answering questions. I was listening to a woman about a month or so ago, major, 7-figure business. And she said that she has a coaching business and she enrolls people in Facebook Messenger direct messages.
Wow.
She said, oh, you have a question? Oh, blah, 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 gets into a dialogue with them. And they're like, oh yeah, well, we can help you. Just click this link to enroll. She never gets, she doesn't even get on a phone call. She just does it. And people are used to doing things on their phone, just enroll them that way. Okay, so that's great. So decide who you want to be like and who you want your ideal dream customer to be. I like that. Okay, so are we on step 4 or step 5?
Step 5.
We're on step 5. Okay.
Step 5 is, like I said, where you create that product. And this is actually where you can start making money. You make money on step 5 because you've gotten this information directly from your dream client. So before this system, I would build them and they would come products. That does not work. That does not work.
That does not work.
So many, oh, I got this idea. Oh, this will be awesome. Well, who did you ask if it was awesome? Like, did you ask enough people?
Oh, girl.
And enough people who would actually buy the products from you, not just your friends, not just your family, but people who will actually spend the money to buy the products. So I spent so many hours and years creating, build them and they will come products. And it was just like, no, God was like, no, we're going to do things different this time. So you're going to get the information from the person that is your dream client. You're going to get the information from them. And then you just go and create the product and create a one solution product. This is again for me, because you don't want to create too many things. Just start with one product that solves one problem. You can always build more later, but just start with one product that solves one problem. And since this is your initial product, you can even offer it at a beta rate where you are getting feedback. You're letting people know upfront, like, this is a beta product that I'm creating. And, since it's a beta product, I have this exclusive offer for you to try it out, to come, for a few weeks. Let's meet, let's talk about it. Let me know, give me your feedback. And then once you have met with, I would say 2 to 10 people, just to, solidify the process and make sure that it's working, because you're always going to get feedback from people as you're growing. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to make sure that it is solving the problem and that your target audience is giving you that feedback. And then you can proceed to the next step.
Yeah, I think that's really good. And we actually were talking about that before we went live. It's one of the biggest mistakes that people make.
Mm-hmm.
They think that they need to create this whole business, or let's say, I talk a lot to coaches, consultants, course creators, aspiring authors, speakers. They think that they need to write the entire book. They think that they need to create the entire course. Yeah. They think that they need to create the coaching program. And then after they've put in all this work, then they go and try to find customers. And it is exactly the opposite. Never do that. I have almost never done that. Yeah. And I want to give examples, because I've been at this for decades. Sure, so I want to give a couple of different examples. Yeah. My book, Becoming the Woman God I Want to Be. Yeah. I just sent out an email and said, you know what? Here's the truth. I am in full-time ministry and I'm also on Prozac. I'm chronically depressed. Yeah. And I'm really I've gained a lot of weight and I'm really in a bad place. And the Lord has promised me, I was in my prayer room this morning, and the Lord promised me that he's going to give me answers. And I'm taking 90 days. And if you can resonate with what I'm saying at all, if you feel like, you know what, this is not the woman that I want to be at all, and I know that God has healing for me in spirit, soul, and body, you know what, then just come join me. Just come join me on this journey. And I'm going to share with you whatever God gives me. I'm going to share it with you. Yeah, that's good. And for 90 days, don't do 90 days, people. This was back in the day. Do it for 21 days. Do it for 10, now it's like 5 days, 10 days. That's more manageable, even 21 days. And, we're going to do whatever that problem is. And we're going to do this together. We're going to lock arms. I'm going to share my journey. You can share your journey. We'll do this together. And I didn't create a product. I documented my journey. I shared my process in real time. And at the end of it, lo and behold, what did I have? Yeah. A product that was created with real, like you're saying, with real-time feedback
Yes.
from real people that I was really helping as I went along. And this is how I encourage people to, this is how you should write your book. This
Right.
is how you should create your online course.
Yes.
This is how I created multiple six-figure businesses. This is how I wrote Becoming the Woman I Want to Be, that sold like 70,000 copies. It's how I wrote Becoming the Woman God Wants Me to Be, that has surpassed 300,000 copies and been translated into all kinds of languages. I didn't sit all by myself in my lonesome in a corner, not talking to anybody, trying to make this thing up. I did
Right.
real-time interactive, and
Yeah.
that makes it, kind of, and I'll talk, I want to give one more example and I'll turn it back to you.
Sure.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So that's one example of a book and an online course. That online course was a six-figure business for me for like a decade.
Wow.
6 figures every year for a decade.
Wow.
And it started with just 90, and I did it free the first time.
Wow.
Right. And then I started charging a little bit, and then I charged more. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's how to create a course in real time, starting from nothing. And I started to share it. I may as well just go ahead and share it.
Yeah.
I said, here I am, 60 years old. I got to reinvent myself. Didn't brush my hair, didn't put on makeup, put on my sunglasses, walked to the beach, picked up my phone. And I knew that a lot of people want to write a book. People ask me all the time, how do I write a book? And I just didn't have time. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to help 10 people. Looked at my camera for 3 minutes and said, I'm going to help 10 people. 10 people. You want to write a book? You've dreamed of writing a book? Well, I've written 30 of them. Like, I've got this down to a science.
Right.
You know what? Just click here. And I'm going to help 10 people.
Yeah.
And it's, it was $9,800 each. So
Wow. Yeah.
we signed up 10 people immediately. So that's a six-figure business.
Right.
I mean, within 8 days, we were almost sold out. Within 14 days, we were completely sold out. And it was a six-figure business. This is the point I want to make. There was no coaching program.
Right.
It didn't exist. There
Right.
wasn't even a website. There was nothing. There was my phone, a
Your
YouTube
gift.
video, and
Your
a landing page. That's
Yeah.
it. That's how easy it was. Once people signed up, then I began talking with them, working with them, creating it as
Right.
a program. Well, now it's an online course that people can register and sign up for.
Right.
Now it's a coaching program that people can join. But it was a six-figure business before I had done anything. And I think that that's what people get backwards. They think, like, just like you said, and the mistake that you made and most people make, I'm going to go and I'm going to write this book in isolation. I'm going to build this course. I'm going to, start a coaching business and map it all out. No,
Right.
no. You put it out there, you get a group of people. I don't care if it's 2 people, 5 people, 10 people, 100 people, however many people, start where you are and begin to build it now. And this book right here, my girlfriend Shannon has mapped it out. And even, I want to say one other thing. Do you know that a couple years ago, my monthly tech tools bill was over $2,000?
What?
Over $2,000 a month. For all the technology to keep the wheels running in my business. That's how complicated I had made it.
Wow.
And Shannon has made it simple. Now tech tools are so affordable.
Yes.
And she's showing you like free and really cheap tech tools that do it all in one. I've got like 20 different tech tools. She's showing you how to do it simple. And so go to IamCoachShivia.com. /giveaway. Girl, you got to simplify the tech tools.
I have it for you.
I am Coach Shivia. Is that it? I am CoachShivia.com /giveaway. All one word. Anyway, so anything else that you want to add to that? I think I think if you're tuning in right now and you're suddenly like, really? I can start today? I want you to just type in the chat, wow. I can start today. I'm going to start today. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to help some people.
Yeah.
Starting right now. I am going to help some people starting now.
Yeah.
I love it. That was step 5. Help some people.
Yes.
And if you help enough of them, you make a 6-figure at it. If you help enough of them, you make a 7-figure at it. If you help enough people, maybe you'll be as blessed as I have been. Looking back at my life, how blessed I've been from just a dream of writing a book someday, just a dream of staying home with my kids and finding a way to make a living at it. And now, 40 nations on 6 continents and getting to meet you, Shannon. And we're going to go to Kenya, girl.
Yes.
Kenya. The devil tried to steal Kenya from me. I was supposed to go to Kenya. And then COVID hit and the devil stole it. So we're just going to take back what the devil stole, and we're going to have trouble. We're going to have more fun. I'm having more fun because I'm going to be with you and Peter. It'll be even more fun. I love it. Okay. Anything else? Why don't you share a little bit more? What is it that you've got? You're giving away the book for free. If they get the paperback and post their fabulous picture and tag you on Facebook, they can enter to win a free website. You've got a free challenge coming up. Tell us about that.
Yes, so it's going to be a 7-day passive income challenge. So it's going to take you, it's 5 days, but it's a 7-day step. And I just walk you through the 7 steps that you need to take in order to get on this fast track to 6 figures online, using simple tech tools. So the first day is just going to be, again, the overview where I deep dive into it a little bit more. And then on day 2, I will be helping you to figure out which business you should start. So I have some checklists and everything, questions that you need to answer. So by the end of day 2, you will know which business you need to start, which coaching business you need to start. On day 3, I'm actually going to have a live hot seat section where I'm going to invite 3 participants to come on live, and you can ask me questions. And by the end of that section, if you have a website that you want me to look at or critique, but I really want to help 3 people live get to their next steps, like figure out what your next steps are. Day 4, it will be, let me see, we go back to my calendar. Let me find it. Ooh, come on, tech. Just register for the event, because you don't want to miss it. It's gonna be awesome. I do have now I want to find it because I know I have it here. Oh, there it is. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Okay, yeah. So day 4, I created a 9-to-5 registration letter, resignation letter, and I'm going to give you some tips on how you can prepare to resign from your job in 12 months or less. And then on day 5, it's going to be the prayer, faith, and works day, where I can show you how you can put your faith into action in order for you to get on the fast track to 6 figures online and using simple tech tools.
And even if they don't need to resign from their job, they can still have fun resigning from whatever it is that they're doing.
Right.
I love it. Okay, awesome. Well, this has been absolutely wonderful. I completely adore you. And I know that you're in my life for the duration. I knew when I met Tamara. Tamara, do you want to share? You have so much experience at this too. Do you want to share real quick? We've just a couple minutes to the top of the hour.
Well, I can relate. I mean, I think I mentioned to you in the past, Donna, what you're teaching, Shannon, is so right on. And I had to get a coach to learn and to walk through the steps. And I just want to encourage everybody, gosh, you're offering that free for 5 days. Yeah. I mean, that's amazing. And if they get your book and show the picture on Facebook, don't you give them some of that free too? A website, a bunch of really great stuff like that.
One person can
get so I started the same way. I didn't have a product. I actually asked a few people to speak, and this is way back in the day. We're talking
back in the day.
YouTube didn't exist. Okay. We did audio stuff back then.
Teleseminars.
Yeah. I'm really showing my age now. So I just found a few people that were experts in the industry after reaching out to a whole bunch of them. I got so many no's, but a couple said yes. And then I just said I wanted to interview them, and all they had to do was show up for a little bit and maybe share that I was going to do this interview to their list. That was the beginning of my list. I did that, ended up, because once I got one yes, I got to use their name for the next guy.
Right.
And so it was 10 interviews, created my entire product for foreclosures. I made $20,000 in my, and no joke, in my first month selling that before not one thing was created, not one thing. So we did the interview, they got all these great tools and resources and the recordings and the how-tos. And it was only like $150 a person or something, but a bunch of people wanted it.
Right.
So it's kind of like what you're saying, build it, find out what they want, answer the call. And it didn't take much money. My biggest money was me paying somebody to help me understand the tech, because I didn't understand this audio stuff and all of that at the time. So thank you,
I have a
Shannon,
real quick tip. I just want to give one real quick tip because it's really ninja. Go into a massive Facebook group of someone, that is, reaching the same people you want to reach. And in the search box, type, does anybody know how? And find out what people are asking. Hey, does anybody know how?
Right.
Find out what they're asking how to do.
Right.
Does anybody know how to do this while nursing a baby?
I'm writing that
Does anybody
down,
know how to do this
Yeah.
while blah, 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 blah? And find out who's asking. Does anybody know how to, does anybody know which light I should get to set up my Zoom and look good? Does anybody know blah, 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 blah?
Right.
And find out what questions people are
Awesome.
asking.
Yeah.
I love it.
And
Good.
answer, and I appreciate that. The other thing, I could talk about this all day long.
Yeah.
I love this stuff, but we need to wrap. We're coming to the top of the hour.
I do have a question from someone before we go.
Yeah, go ahead. Hit us with one. But this was really, really valuable. And I think if people just take away a couple things, because I know we shared a lot. If you just take away, you know what, at any age, I can do this. And I do not have to have it done. I just need to begin and document the journey. I mean, if you just get those two things, this is the best hour you're going to spend in a long, long time.
Yep. Somebody asked, who asked? I should probably say their name. Sarah asked about creating a product. Can the process be done backwards? You just gave a way to do it, Donna. But she was wondering, is there something to do research about books, courses that people are already looking for? Are there any tools to do this kind of research?
Yeah. And Shannon, I think you cover that in your book, right?
Right. Yes.
There you go. Get the book, Sarah.
Yeah, there's lots. It's called keyword research, and you find out. And that's how, you want to know why all of my books are #1 bestsellers. This is a #1 bestseller, because that's where we start.
Right.
We start with what are people actually looking for. And I have a software program that shows me exactly how many people are typing exact phrases. People are typing simple tech tools.
Right.
That's why we included it in the subtitle. And so there's software programs for all of this stuff, but that's why all of our books are #1 bestsellers, because before we write them, we make sure that people are looking for that kind of book.
Right.
That kind of success transfers into the business.
Yeah, same, exactly the same
thing. So
yeah, I mean, there's no better way to build credibility than to be the person who literally wrote the book on it.
Now, are you going to help people? Regina's asking with how to build an email list and, kind of get that following started, because that's usually where people go, I have a product, but no one to sell it to. Do you have any suggestions that you'll be going over on your class, or they're in the book?
Yes, those suggestions are in there, and I briefly talked on it. But yeah, once you are having those, I call them connection interaction sections, and you create this spreadsheet. This is where you're getting their information so that you can invite them to talk to you. You can invite them to fill out your Google form, which is a way of, building your email list as well.
Yeah. So there's steps. You just got to follow the steps.
Yeah. And that's really, I will say that that's a great question, because the reason I was able to launch a brand new 6-figure business in like 10 to 14 days.
Yeah.
It's because of my mailing list.
Yeah. You had someone to talk to.
Yeah, you have to have somebody to talk to. So, but that's probably beyond the scope of what we should cover today. But Tamara, you and I should, maybe we should do something on that, because it really is the most important thing. And that's, again, coming back to the importance of having a book. Right in the front of Shannon's book, she has an offer, what we call a lead magnet. And all you have to do is, go to, this website listed in the front of her book, and that puts you on her mailing list. So what that does is Amazon builds your mailing list. Not only does it not cost you anything, Amazon will pay you to add people to your mailing list. There's no, it's amazing, right, Tara? Amazon builds your list for you and pay you to build your list for you.
Mm-hmm. And this is actually why the book launch, Donna's book launch, is step 7 in because you create the offer, especially if you are someone who this is new for you, right? You haven't really been out there a lot. You're building this community and you really don't have that many people. Your Facebook or your social media is not that big, which you really don't want to focus on trying to grow your social media. You want to focus on growing your email list. So by you just showing up once a week, being consistent, giving, you're creating this community, and you're showing people too, like, oh, this person is consistent, like their brand, because your brand is not just your colors and your fonts. Your brand is you showing up. People are like, oh, this person is reliable. They showed up, whether it's one person there, whether it's 5 people, you're faithful over the few things. God is going to make you ruler over many. And so even if you have a small, following, step 7 is crucial to you scaling your business. And that's partnering with Donna to, turn the products that you have created, or get your products out there with the book that you create, because she's going to teach you how to, drive people to your offer and build your email list and your following and write a book at the same time.
This is how I tell people to write a book.
Yeah.
Once we've nailed down the topic, then just go on Facebook, or if you don't have an email, if you have an email list, that's ideal. If not, go on Facebook and say, starting Monday, I'm going to teach on this topic for X number of weeks. And then you show up every week and you teach, and that becomes your chapter number 1. And the next week you teach again, that's chapter number 2. You show up the next week, that's chapter number 3. And I call it forced content creation. It's the best way to write a book. You put yourself out there, you say you're going to do it. You're a person of integrity. You're a person of your word. You just show up, and God gives seed to the sower. That's the amazing thing. You say, Lord, you got to give me seed to sow. I told these people that I was going to show up every Monday at 10 a.m. and say something. Now, you've got to give me some seed to sow. You've got to give me fresh revelation. You've got to give me insight. You've got to give me everything that I need to help. These are your kids. Right. These are people you love, people you died for. You got to give me something to feed them over here. And God has never let me down. He will put words in your mouth. He will put ideas in your mind. He will put passions on your heart. He will be faithful. But you got to be the one, like Shannon, who says, I'm doing it. I'm starting. You know what? Next Monday. I got on fire today somehow.
It's such a natural thing. It's kind of like what we're asking other people to do. When it's natural and you have a passion for it and you know it, it's so easy and fun.
Yes.
To talk about it every day. Imagine waking up every day and getting to look forward to who you're working with and what you're saying. Yeah. And Shannon wants to lead you down that path. And thank you, Shannon, for stepping out. I mean, you stepped out, you took a risk, and you're doing it. I'm so happy for you, and I know you're going to find huge success. Yes. And for those that are, which Shannon already, I don't even have to say it. Shannon already said it. Donna, if you really want to brand your business, if you really want to put yourself out there as a number 1, whatever you are, and get people to follow you, one of the steps is to work with Donna to get yourself to be a #1 Amazon bestseller. Because Donna, you said something, you said, all I have to do is, no, it's not all you have to do. There are steps, many, right, Shannon?
Yes.
Many steps, many things to do. And Donna will walk you through. So you just take her, she'll take you by the hand and you just follow the steps. And when you apply at donnaparteau.com/bestseller, you get to chat with me first. Well, first, little steps. You schedule an appointment, then you get a chat with me. And if we both decide that you get to move forward, then you get to work with Donna for about 6 months. And what an amazing gift that is, right? I got 18 years of it, and I can still say it's a gift to have her as my friend. So that in and of itself is worth the money. And she does know good jokes, right, Shannon?
Yes.
Keep me in stitches.
Hilarious.
So, and back to iamcoachshibia.com/giveaway. From there, you'll find a link to the book free on Kindle today, or get your print book and take a picture. And she's given away websites and all kinds of stuff, great stuff, to one of those people who post her picture on her Facebook group. The link to the Facebook group's on that link. It's all in the chat. And thank you. And you all have a wonderful day. And we'll see you again next time.
Bye. God bless.